Hello everyone and welcome to Football Nostalgia, the podcast where we explore the teams and the players that have shaped the game we love. I'm Alex Ashmore and joined by, I'm going to get it right this time, Casey and Noah.
Yes,
well done.
there we go.
Yeah.
You're getting good at this.
I'm remembering your names now.
Are you going to get the right position today?
Maybe. I almost messed up that intro there, but you know, on the top
You're
of
a
my head
professional.
thinking,
You're a pro.
Welcome back to another episode. We did the first of the centre mids last time, so we got a sort of, it's half a diamond of a sort of CDM and the two central midfielders. So we're doing the second.
Half a diamond.
I don't know.
Called a triangle. I think.
Triangle,
You know
that's
those
it. I don't
half a
know my
diamond
shapes.
triangles.
Very famous TikTok reference there,
I
Max
don't
Fosh.
know my freaking
So we're doing the second of the two centre mid positions. Before we get into that, lads, how are we doing? Doing well?
Better, definitely better than last week's
Yeah,
episode.
you were a bit rough last week.
Yeah, well,
You didn't show it though.
No,
No, you
but honestly, that killed me. That
You-
nearly killed me.
as soon
that
as the
episode.
camera switched off,
It was so crazy because
like-
you were.
I was like at peak level, but genuinely that took all the energy that I physically had left in me, and I genuinely nearly died. I was literally like I got home, I went in to go into the shops to go buy myself some dinner, picked up like a pot noodle thing, got back up to my flat on the 4th floor. Lift wasn't working, which didn't help. Put the pot noodle down and just collapsed in my bed.
Didn't even eat it.
Didn't eat it. Not even touched it. And I basically not eaten.
Well, I'm good. I've been
Hitting the gym.
Shut
hitting the
it.
gym.
Hitting the gym.
Have you
No, I
been
mean-
doing legs again this week.
No, I mean I did legs on Tuesday. Wednesday was arms. Today was a little chest and back. Kind of wanted to cut that part.
Nope.
It's staying in
You
there.
insisted on it. It's staying in.
You guys just like lead me into it now.
I'm sorry. There was no leading
No
into
one-
that.
Alex led
No
into
one
it.
makes you talk about your gym routine. on
Alex
the
was like, you do
podcast.
legs again this week?
Yeah, but as in you brought up the gym thing. It
You
was
could've
obviously.
He
said-
specifically
Yeah.
said, "I'm going to talk about it on the pod."
Yeah, I was kidding.
I don't know.
There's quite a few times I've been walking back from class with Casey and he's gone, "Oh, do you know what I did yesterday?"
I know, it's whenever we go downstairs.
Yeah.
He did
So,
it
oh,
today.
my legs are really hurting.
On
Oh,
the
it
walk
must have
here
been
from the
because-
bus.
I love how you asking them how they are now turns into Casey gym talk every
Yeah.
time.
Well,
I wonder if you'll be able to see a transformation from the first episode to
Exactly.
the last.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
We could do the
Just
last
get your legs on
episode
the
shirtless
table.
if you guys want.
He's giving
I'm
the
not gonna
listener what they
record that.
want.
yeah. How are you, Sarah?
I'm good. New nails
Good.
today.
New
Ooh.
nails.
Wow,
Very
they look
exciting.
amazing.
Can you?
Do you want to sound a little bit
Yeah.
less sarcastic?
It's just my throat's not
Oh,
quite
sure.
healed
Sure
yet.
it is.
Right. Okay.
I know they're excited for me.
Right.
Whoever watches it.
I thought you might be an Alex.
Definitely not you two. No, all 15.
At least we
20
didn't fake it.
viewers? Something like that.
No, I think they look nice.
I think we're
They
getting
do.
up to like
You.
5 viewers now, bro.
Yeah, maybe. It's
5 consistent viewers.
pretty
So,
cool.
we
Pretty
love
cool
you
stuff.
I got to talk to
Um,
my family members.
Yes, but that reminds us of you
Yes.
5. Like, comment, subscribe, all that,
do
please,
everything.
please.
We've had some very
please.
good feedback so far, and
Yeah.
I was talking in my. If you haven't heard enough of my dulcet tones, you can hear me on another podcast, and they were telling me that it was a good listen as always. This one, so
I love the fact that he did air quotes for the dulcet tones, because if you are listening and not watching,
yes,
you think he was just saying that he has dulcet tones.
yeah, I did. I said
he
I
was
did
quoting
the air
other
quotes.
people there. He wasn't just describing his own voice as dulcet tones.
So yes, thank you for listening. Do share, like, comment, all of that on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You know the deal. Send it to everyone. We really appreciate
Please,
it.
please. And if you see our ad, which should be coming out soon, or might have gone out already.
Yeah, we'll have gone out
I
already.
think we'll have gone out already.
Yeah, you will see it.
Like, subscribe, all the rest of that.
Yeah.
Comment.
Time's different in the podcast verse.
Well, as Noah won last week.
Wow. What an episode that was. If you haven't listened to that one, go back. That was
Yeah.
I still don't know how I
the
feel
left
about
back
it.
episode,
intense.
and then the first
There
center
was
mid
no-
episode
I still don't know
have
how
been
I feel
no way
intense.
I was correct.
I'm still,
I was
I don't know,
Right.
iffy on that result.
I mean,
It's just
what,
so
if we-
hard.
Look what happened last week. He runs up to take the penalty, I mean, I don't know whether we can cut in Alex's reaction.
No,
I
I don't.
can if you want me to.
Can we cut in Alex's
Yeah.
live reaction?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll crop it in
Okay.
now.
This is what you call the best Real Madrid midfielder of all time.
There we go. That's Alex's reaction to Luka Modric stepping up to take the penalty against Manchester City, calling him the best Real Madrid midfielder of all time, and of course he misses the penalty.
It was meant to work better than that. He was meant to score a lovely penalty, and then me go, see, really good player, but he missed. But Real Madrid won, which is good.
He'll have another chance to show his worth.
Yes, he will. But enough riffraff.
Yeah, should we head
Let's
into
get into the second centre midfielder. Noah, you did win, so you're going to start us off. Who have you got for us?
So, before I get into who I've got,
Oh God.
we did another wheel spin.
We
spin.
did,
Did.
yes.
I was last this time, unfortunately, but probably fair. And I was,
Definitely fair.
I was. I mean, no, but
It's
as
a
in,
wheel spin.
no, I don't mean that the wheel was, but as in because I got first pick last time, and because it was like so intense. Because Alex got
If
first.
you did
pick.
get first back,
yeah, Alex got exactly. That's what I mean. If I'd got first back to back, Alex got first pick this week. That's pretty fair because he was so.
He needed a win.
Yeah, exactly. He was so narrowly beaten
I was really
last
nervous
time.
about Casey being last again, and I was like, he's gonna kill me if this wheel lands on him last.
But
Live by the wheel, die by the wheel.
anyway,
Yeah.
so I was slightly torn. I wasn't going to pick him, but I feel like I have to mention Jude Bellingham. He has had the most extraordinary season this year for Real Madrid. Obviously, as we've mentioned, I've met him. He's a very nice
Very
guy,
cool.
very humble. That interview we did last week with TNT and CBS after they knocked out Manchester City.
He is so good.
So
he's
mature,
brilliant.
so
Good
eloquent.
looking? No. The silence was.
I've never heard the studio so silent.
Wow. You know what?
No, yeah, he's a handsome guy. He's a handsome
I
guy.
want more female audience on this podcast. I'm trying.
Yeah, we are 90,
I just want more
97%.
audience, period.
97%. It's 97% male.
That's like
Yeah.
3 people. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, but anyway, quickly on Jude Bellingham. He's played 35 games for Real Madrid so far, 30 goals and assists. Of course, that lovely interaction with that Getafe player. He's just the 6th Englishman to play for the club in the sort of pro-professional era. Just the
I
3rd
believe
of...
actually 7th.
Oh, okay, yes.
Stat check.
I'm pretty
What was the
sure
question? I was not listening. I was doing something else.
because I believe you've left out.
How many English players
think-
have played?
Oh, wait, are you
Oh.
talking English or British?
English.
Okay, in that
English,
case, yeah.
yeah.
I was going to say Caroline Weir,
Scottish, yeah.
but yes, obviously Scottish.
Just the 3rd player after Ronaldo and Pepillo to score in his first 4 competitive appearances. First player to score for Real in La Liga, UCL and El Clasico debuts. He's already the joint top Englishman for Real Madrid ever after your man David Beckham.
in terms of
I-
appearances or
Goals.
goals?
I think
or
goals.
Goals. Okay.
Goals.
I think he's in the top 100 goal
yeah,
scorers
yeah,
of
I
Real
know.
Madrid of all time.
I know, it's
already.
unbelievable. And he and Laurie Cunningham as well, who we are big fans of here
Go
at
and
the pod.
check out that video. Very interesting story.
Laurie Cunningham, very, very, very interesting untold story, which will be out by the time you
Yeah,
listen
when
to
it's
this.
out.
I was going to say, did that come out yet?
No, it will be out
I
by the
haven't
time this
finished
is out.
editing that.
It will
Yeah.
be out by the time. But look, he obviously can't be in this team yet because he's only played 35 times. But
Worth
I
a
think there is a
mention.
very, very high likelihood that he will make it. If we were to do a season 1 reunion in 15 years' time or
Yeah,
something,
I was going to say, he's just got to do this same thing for like 20
then
more years.
I do
and then
genuinely think
Let's
he will
all
be.
think.
He will
win a couple
definitely-
Ballon d'Ors.
I
and-
think, I think he lines up very nicely beside Casemiro and Alfredo Di Stefano.
Oh, you think he's going to...
I think he'd win this episode. Yeah, in 15 years' time, Jude Bellingham wins this episode.
Yeah, maybe if he's still on the team in 15 years.
Yeah. But my actual pick for today is a sort of cult hero, technical sort of genius, and my pick is Guti. A superb footballer. Got to mention he is one of the Real Madrid players that appeared in Goal 2, which is a superb film where Santiago Munez goes to Real Madrid. He played 542 times for Real Madrid, 77 goals, 94 assists.
Pretty good.
He's got the most sub appearances for Real Madrid in all competitions with 207. He's got the most in La Liga history with 159. He's the scorer of the club's 5,000th goal.
That's nice.
There was lots of his career where he was a bit of a squad player. I think partly because of one of the players that we'll mention later on in the episode, but he is just a superb footballer. In 2007-8, he got 18 assists in the league, which is a seriously impressive thing. And you only need to look at some of the things that Guti did to understand how impressive he was. That back heel to Benzema, some of the assists that Guti got throughout his career, like, defied logic. What he could do with a ball. I mean, he is one of those players that lots of Real Madrid fans just absolutely adore.
We did see him at the press area, and the fans were lining up,
mobbing him. Like, he is.
That was one of our first games, I think, that we went to. I remember turning around thinking, "Oh, what's all this commotion about?"
Like,
I saw him walking past.
God,
it's Guti.
Yeah. I mean,
I have a friend who actually met him at a club many years back when my friend was like 18 or something like that, and said, the club knew he had an aura, and he was just like the man. Yeah,
I mean, and that is exactly right. He just had this aura about him, oozed class. 5 La Ligas. I mean, we do this every episode. Like, this isn't important, but
18 Champions League.
5 La Ligas, 4 Super Cups, 3 Champions Leagues, 2 Intercontinental Cups, 1 European Super Cup. Only played 13 times for Spain, shockingly. And we'll face stiff composition in this episode. But if we've got Alfredo Di Stefano, who is that attacking sort of god, Casemiro, who is that defensive pivot and anchor, then this is the flair player you have in midfield that will sort of bring you that moment of pure genius, like truly amazing. So I'm a big fan of Guti. And
I think I am as well.
Just go watch any game that he plays, any goal that he assisted. There's when he's clean on goal and like back heels it. Oh, it's just beautiful football. So good.
Yeah, I think Fernando Redondo's back heel was
that
was the one. So my turn now.
Yes, go on, Casey. Who have you got for us?
I have Jose Martinez Sanchez. Oh, you don't know who that is?
More commonly known as
Pirri. The lungs of Los Blancos. So Pirri played 561 games over 16 seasons. As a midfielder, he scored 172 goals. Shockingly, he only had, this is what I was going to tell you earlier, but I decided to wait. He only had 4 assists in his career at Real Madrid, which is kind of shocking. He won La Liga 10 times.
It makes sense, actually, if he scored 159 times.
172.
I didn't say it, but from what I read, Alfredo Di Stefano had 2 assists.
That's crazy. Way to not bring that up.
How many did Modric have?
Wait, that was last episode. Carry on.
You got away with one. No, that wouldn't have been the X factor. 172 goals, 4 assists for Pirri. 10 times he won La Liga. He has a European Cup, also known as a Champions League. 4 Spanish Cups, which are the Copa del Rey. He is now an honorary president of Real Madrid. And so there's a couple cool stories about him, but as far as a player, extremely versatile. He had a license to roam, kind of had that free reigning position in the midfield. He could get forward as much as he wanted, which is how he got all the goals. Can you pay attention?
I am. I'm just sipping my tea.
It's my turn.
I'm listening. I love Pirri. I genuinely love Pirri.
Can you roll your R's?
Pirri.
Nice.
Thank you.
So he was playing all over the pitch, but started in that central role. Towards the end of his career, he started to play more as a sweeper, just to kind of further another example of his versatility. But a couple cool stories. He played the Cup Winners' Cup, which I guess would be like the UEFA Super Cup now, in 1971 with his arm in a sling. He played a cup final for the Copa del Rey in 75 with a fever and a broken jaw.
Wow.
And how'd he get the broken jaw?
Probably Del Bosque or something like that.
Move along.
No, but these stories kind of go to show that he is one of these players, these old Real Madrid players who kind of, they carry the badge with honor. He was a leader. He would do anything to play with that on his chest. He was just always wanted to be on the pitch, would never give up, and basically, if you talk to anyone around Real Madrid, he is like a Real Madrid legend through and through. Just kind of has that, for lack of a better word, aura. Club legend.
Grandeza.
Grandeza. Yeah, there's the word. Yeah. Also, just a couple other things. 10th highest score in Real Madrid history, and 10th most appearances as well.
That's very impressive. I absolutely love Pirri as a footballer. Beardsley.
That was worse.
That was worse, wasn't it? Yeah.
Stop trying, please.
Did you just do the Sarah glare at Sarah?
I did. But no, I think he's a superb footballer. Obviously played a little bit in those sort of like ungodly teams for Real Madrid. Is clearly one of the best players. Scored so many goals.
Yeah.
And the ability to play as a sweeper, that sort of versatility, like I sort of said with Guti, we've gone for that player with that defensive player. We've gone for that more attacking player. So this spot is very much for that sort of flair roaming around playing. Pirri, I can't. Why can I not do that now?
Pirri.
Pirri sort of embodies that essentially, as does Guti though.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Pirri has more goals, more appearances. He's got
only by like 20 more appearances.
Oh, that's still more.
He's done you there.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know why I brought it up.
And he has that because he played in like what was it, the 60s, 70s. He has that kind of older era swagger kind of. Mm-hmm. He looks so Spanish, and he just like he was a Real Madrid legend through and through. And I mean, I don't think Guti ever played with a broken arm. And
that's what I was about to say. I seriously respect.
That's crazy. You could not do that nowadays.
No.
Can you imagine the physio be like,
I believe
what
actually.
What are you thinking about?
Well, actually, speaking of, I read. I should have written this down, but he finished playing with Real Madrid. He went and played in Mexico, and then after that, he went and studied medicine or something like that, and then became a physio for Real Madrid when he was like older.
Oh, really?
And then he retired, and then he became the honorary president. So just.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Joined Real Madrid staff in December of 1999.
There you go.
Not sure I'd want
he's like
him as my physio.
Jaw's broken.
No.
What's wrong with you, mate?
Is it meant to be wobbling like that? Yeah,
exactly.
ankles do that all the time.
Exactly. I played in a sling with a broken jaw and a fever. You're fine.
Coward.
Carry on.
Doc, my hamster. No.
Yeah, no wonder Guti, Ronaldo Nazario had injuries left, right, centre. Because Pirri was their physio and was going, "You're fine, carry on."
He was the general manager of their medical staff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If that makes it slightly better.
Just designation.
So cool though.
That was very cool.
Anyways, Pirri, what a player and what an icon. Alex.
Yes. So I mean, before I say mine, I'm going to mention a few that we haven't talked about. And
this is true.
Who have missed out, I think. Obviously, we mentioned a bit Xabi Alonso.
Yes.
Cloud Bakalele hasn't really got much of a mention.
No.
It's very hard for him to get into this team. Ivan Helguera. There are some other players that, we were talking
Seedorf.
Seedorf. Some cracking players that didn't get in. Di Maria, Ozil, who maybe you could see more of as a 10, but...
He's so cool. I as a Tottenham fan, I never want to talk about Ozil, but
he's one of the most technically
cool
gifted players I've ever seen.
That Eric Cantona advert where he's talking about that one Ozil goal. He's like, "It's when football is like a pure orgasm." It's so ridiculous.
Football orgasms.
That's the name of your blog, right?
Well, it was going to be one of the features on my blog, yeah. But,
anyways.
Unbelievable. Yes, so I've gone for Zinedine Zidane.
Who?
I was just going to do the same thing.
If it was one of us, Alex for sure would have said that.
He'd have made that joke, yeah.
He's French. He also used to manage Real Madrid, for those of you who don't know. Just a few stats. Made 227 appearances for Real Madrid. So actually, compared to these two, nothing. 49 goals, 68 assists. And I'm going to go through a few of the stats, and then I've got some quotes that I was reading, just unbelievable. So, best FIFA men's player in 2003. He also won it twice with Juve. Ballon d'Or he won with Juve. UEFA Best Player in Europe 2002. He won the Champions League once. He won La Liga once. He won the UEFA Super Cup once. He won the Spanish Super Cup once. And he won the Intercontinental Cup twice.
Didn't he win the Spanish Super Cup twice as well?
Yes.
You said once.
Did I say once? He won it twice. So a few more things before I go on to the quotes. I've got quite a lot. Yes,
That's why it took us so long to get started.
So he's the only player alongside R9, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi to win the FIFA World Player of the Year 3 times. He was in the FIFA Top 100 Greatest Living Players in 2004. According to Le Parisien, he is the best French player of all time. He's won El País European Player of the Year 4 times, La Liga Best Foreign Player in 2001-2. He won the UEFA Club Footballer of the Year in 2002, UEFA Best European Player of the last 50 years in 2004, and he's been in the FIFA Pro World 11 2 times. UCL Best Player of the last 20 years in 2011. Real Madrid Greatest 11 of all time in 2012.
What about Marca's?
This is according to the club.
That's the clubs.
Yeah, according to the club.
What about Marca's best foreign 11?
I didn't have a look at that, actually. I was relying on you for that one.
I think he's probably a shoo-in for that.
Real Madrid Hall of Fame 2014. 442's greatest 100 players of all time in 2017 and 2022. And one that I think is one of the most, important ones on this list is, for those of you who don't know, you know who L'Équipe are?
Yeah.
And you know how harsh they can be with their ratings. So L'Équipe rated him the best French player of all time in 2018. So if you're getting ratings like that from L'Équipe, you know you're doing something right. Do we want to hear a few quotes?
Definitely.
Okay. So
can we please?
He joined Real in 2001 for a record fee at the time of 150 billion Italian lira. That is 77.5 million euros. First season at the club, he scored that goal against Bayer Leverkusen. If you haven't seen it, go on YouTube and watch it. It is
Who got the assist for that?
I can't remember.
Roberto Carlos.
No. He did. Cited as one of the greatest goals in Champions League history. And a quote that I read from Rory Smith in The Telegraph, Top 20 Sporting Moments of the Decade, talking about Zidane's goal. And he said, it was the moment of Zidane's apotheosis more than the 1998 World Cup final because of the moment of grace and beauty, because of his control of everything around him. He was Bruce Lee in slow motion while Kung Fu chaos reigned around. I just think that's fantastic.
Rory Smith's a poet.
Rory Smith, brilliant writer. If you haven't read his stuff, do go and check him out. A certain Alfredo Di Stefano had a quote on him. He dominates the ball. He is a walking spectacle, and he plays as if he's had silk gloves on each foot. He makes it worthwhile going to the stadium. He's one of the best I've ever seen. UEFA, this is another stat, put him in their best European footballer of the previous 50 years.
Do you have Sir Alex's quote in one of these?
I don't actually know.
Sir Alex's quote.
I watched Sarah go so fast to find it.
don't hype it up that fast.
Sir Alex's quote on Zinedine Zidane is, I'm pretty sure I'm 99% sure it's Zinedine Zidane. Give me 10 planks of wood and Zinedine Zidane and I'll win you the Champions League.
Well, that's very much akin to some of these other quotes. So Pele, Zidane is the master. Over the past 10 years, there's been no one like him. He has been the best player in the world. And a few of these that I love, Michel Platini, who, great player. French as well. Also played for Kuwait, if you didn't know. Technically, I think he is the king of what's fundamental in the game. Control and passing. I don't think anyone can match him when it comes to controlling and receiving the ball. Franz Beckenbauer said Zidane is one of the greatest players in history, a truly magnificent player. And Marcelo Lippi, who once coached Zidane, said, I think Zidane is the greatest talent we've known in football these last 20 years. Kevin Keegan had his words. You look at Zidane and you think, I've never seen a player quite like that. One of my favourites, Cesare Maldini, who was the Italian manager in the 98 World Cup, he said, I would give up 5 of my squad to have Zidane. I mean, that just says a lot, really. Rory Smith in The Guardian, in terms of ball retention, he was probably the greatest player of all time, blessed with such grace and supernatural awareness that he could play a game of real-life Pac-Man and never be caught. Just some unbelievable stuff. Ronaldinho said that Zidane is one of his idols, which is pretty cool. So yeah, amongst those reasons is why I've picked Zinedine Zidane. I was mulling over it a little bit, but just the more I thought about it, the more I realised, he retired in 2006. So just when I was getting into football, didn't really know much about him, never really saw him. But he's, the clips I've seen, the goals I've seen, he is just unbelievable.
The coolest highlight tapes you'll ever
just
see.
One of the, arguably, according to these guys, the best French player of all time. Probably right. You could put him up there. It didn't have the longest of careers.
The thing I will say is that stats wise, and I don't always love going stats wise. At Real Madrid, his career stats wise isn't immensely impressive.
No.
He has less goals and assists than Guti, less goals by a long way than Piri.
And appearances as well. He's half as many appearances.
Half as many. His trophies, which we always skim over, is not that impressive.
He's only won one
Champions League, which is basically nothing at Real Madrid. I mean,
did he never win the league?
He won the league once.
Wow.
Once.
It's not wholly impressive, but
just as the player he is.
But
he is.
I don't know. Did you see? Have you seen that clip that's been doing the rounds recently about stats being compared to bikinis?
Yes.
What is it?
That what they show you is very interesting, but also what they don't show you is equally as interesting. Is the quote that's been doing the rounds on social media.
I might make that my Instagram bio.
For the love of God, don't.
And Zinedine Zidane is completely like that. There is no denying that Zinedine Zidane is a mercurial talent and one of the most unique and individual players of all time. Jude Bellingham is similar to him in a lot of ways. That ball retention, I think is great. I think Man City the other week, the ball was just sticking, like the ball would be up in the air in that first half, and it was sticking
for their goal.
When he controlled it off.
It would just stick to his feet, and
he does what he wants.
Yeah,
number 5.
Yeah, number five. Ancelotti's been asked earlier in the season about the comparisons, and he said something along the lines of Bellingham is not as good as Zinedine Zidane. He's not the same player, but athleticism-wise, he probably is. But that's just because they play in different eras.
Also, the way Zidane just makes it look so effortless.
He glides. He
got the silk, whatever the silk shoes thing.
Yeah,
it's so true. I mean, you watch him and he just makes the game look so easy, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen. It is so beautiful.
And also, we've got to give credit to the man that will headbutt another man in the World Cup final.
Yes.
Which, I mean,
interesting.
We want some
hard cases. Some huevos, yeah.
Some hard cases in our team, and Zinedine Zidane would definitely be one of those as well.
There'll be no comments about anyone's sisters anytime soon.
No, a proper leader as well. I think. Also, we've also picked slightly similar sort of.
All the things you were saying about having that
exactly,
flair.
Exactly, Casemiro sitting deep. Alfredo Di Stefano sort of being that sort of number 10, and then this sort of 8 role.
Keeping the ball.
Keeping the ball, that flair, just making everything look effortless.
They're all pioneers, and I think also when I think of Zidane, it goes back, I love kits. I've got loads at my house, wherever it be. I've got, kits that I don't wear anymore, but I keep them. My mum's always like, you don't wear them anymore, why don't you chuck them? I'm like, no.
Probably because they're like
13 sizes too small.
This is back when I was 7 and 8, so
exactly.
You
could only have been about 6'1".
Yeah, almost. But yeah, just that shirt that I think of when I think of Real Madrid. He's one of probably maybe the first 3 names that comes into my head when you think of those shirts with the iconic number 5.
Yeah, which is surprising because, I mean, arguably he did his more impressive things at Juventus.
Yeah, I think he's just hit his prime probably when he left Juventus and, when his last few years at Juve and then when he joined Real Madrid. So, obviously won the Ballon d'Or with Juventus. But yeah, I just think he is one of the greatest players of all time. His, like we said, his ball retention, his passing, his ability to create space, his effortlessness, it's actually quite a difficult word to say, on the ball, off the ball, I think he sort of brings that calm. And you think if you're struggling in the midfield, you're like, oh God, I don't know where to go here. You give the ball to Zidane and he'll make something happen. And I think we talked about it last time with Beckham, how he was obviously wanting Beckham to come over to that Real Madrid team. That Real Madrid team was unbelievable. Like, just
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah.
And then, obviously this is a player episode, but we'll talk about it later. It comes on to managers.
Potentially. I mean,
He is probably, could you say in terms of, I'm not saying quality, but in terms of legends of the club, what he's done both as a player and a manager, could you put him top 5?
yeah.
Well, I was going to
Top
say,
3 maybe?
what he lacks in appearances and trophies from his playing days, he
did
has
as well.
made up for.
Yeah, so that sort of...
Because there's always that doubt as
we-
a previous, like an old player going back to their club as a manager, are they going to do as well? He couldn't have done better.
We've considered like the embodying the sort of Real Madrid thing as being quite important to the majority of our picks. And if he didn't, well, I mean, he obviously absolutely did when he was a player, but coming back as a manager did so even more with thing. His kids still play in Castilla and are associated with the club. He's been known to go watch Castilla games and stuff like that.
I think he still lives in Madrid. I saw
Yeah, I
on
think
his
he does.
Instagram story he was playing paddle the other day.
I'm sure that he will come back to manage Real Madrid at some point in
Well,
the
there's
future.
been links with him to Manchester United recently,
God,
so
no.
we might
God,
have
no.
him in the Premier League, which
No,
would be
he
a
won't
real
go-
treat.
He won't go to United. But unfortunately, the thing is, I absolutely love Guti. Again, like I said, we've picked similar profiles of players.
They're all pioneers in
Yeah,
their own
but
way.
Zidane kept Guti out of the team.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty.
So when
Yeah,
I
well,
pick,
how did Guti get so many substitutions?
yeah, exactly. I picked him and then was like looking through my research, and it went. He was kept out of the team, and then when Zidane retired in 2006, he played loads, and I was like, "Well, great, I'm sort
There
of
you have
fighting
it.
a losing argument here."
Yeah.
I love Guti, but I can't argue that he is better than the player that
I think
was considered better by him, but than by all the managers he played for and started over him.
Yeah,
now, from my perspective, Zidane is one of the best midfielders of all time, and
you're about to
Pirri-
say he's a better player.
Pirri is a more iconic Real Madrid profile.
I don't know actually. Are you talking just
as
playing
in,
days?
as in like what he actually did at the
Yeah,
club.
we're not picking at managers right,
right? Yeah,
now.
Okay, so you make all your choices based off Marcus best 4 and 11, and Zidane is in it. So he had the most votes
Well,
for midfielder.
but Pirri's Spanish. I mean, that's
Yeah.
unfair.
No,
No,
I know, but I'm
no,
just
no,
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 but
no,
he
no,
just
no,
he
Spanish.
always, he
Stop
always,
talking.
he always picks from the best 4 and 11.
that doesn't count.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, you know.
He didn't
No.
get in
Give you a
Marcus.
little
He's
bit.
not
I
in
mean-
Marcus best for 11 because he's Spanish, and also he played in the olden days, which, as we all know from last episode, is just absolute nonsense. I mean, they were terrible. I mean, they couldn't even play. They didn't even know where the goal was.
No, I mean,
I'm still angry about that.
You won. What is there to be angry about?
back to the topic at
Sorry.
hand.
Sorry.
What were we
Keep
talking
yelling at
about?
me.
I am ready to give it to you and say Zidane is going to get in this team. However, Pirri needs to be talked about more in
Yeah.
Real Madrid folklore.
100%.
He is an icon.
I think
and
he kind of gets forgotten about because
what's up with this guy trying to get into our
Hey,
Sorry.
Steve.
It's like people just keep looking through the window.
I'll allow it for breaking and entering purposes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he was about to waltz in here.
That'd be an interesting podcast. Excuse me, mate. What are
Yeah,
you doing?
new guest.
In Spanish.
Get him a mic. No, but Pirri needs his flowers, and I think, yeah, just say he's
No,
cool.
I agree, mate. I think
No, I think
we'll
it's
probably
fantastic.
release. I think we'll probably release. We won't do an episode on it, but we'll probably release our subs bench as well
Yeah.
for the people that do deserve that.
Yeah,
Call.
Modric
Yeah.
not making that bench.
Yeah. See, this is the thing.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Honestly,
I'm just kidding.
if Luka Modric,
It's so obvious.
if Luka Modric had been in this episode,
It-
I don't know.
So
I think
that's what I was
think
expecting to
I think
happen.
I might have picked Luka Modric over Zinedine Zidane.
I think I would have as well. I actually,
I
think-
was expecting Zidane and Modric to go against each other last week.
Yes.
to be honest, if I was picking just on my own best midfield, it would probably be Kroos and Modric.
What? No Zidane, no
Wait,
Alfredo
actually, you
Stefano,
said
really?
Kroos?
Yeah,
Well,
Kroos.
like if we could, what the
As
fans
those
always,
two, sorry.
what the
Okay.
fans always do, and this is because we have gone with a CDM and not like a flat three, but the fans always go with Kroos, Modric, Zidane. That's like almost, and then like maybe they'll have Di Stefano on the right wing, maybe.
Yeah, Di Stefano is always in the team, but it's either a striker, right wing, or like.
I'd quite happily have him as a 10, though. I'd have Kroos and Modric in
Yeah.
the centre midfield as 8, and then Di Stefano as a 10 behind
Yeah.
the striker. But yeah, I think because obviously we have that rule of once a player gets picked, we can't pick him again. out of these three.
I think Luka.
think
I think I would have picked Luka Modric over Zinedine Zidane.
I think I would have as well.
I think he was a. I'm not necessarily saying that I think Luka Modric is a better footballer than Zidane, because I don't think he is. But I think if we're going off a best Real Madrid player, I think Luka Modric is a better Real Madrid player.
We should just put Pirri in the team.
No, because I think as a player,
He's kind of got a point.
no, I think as a player, if you look at
But yeah, to be fair,
his time at
his
Real
stats
Madrid,
aren't as good as Pirri's at Real Madrid. But he was still a better footballer than Pirri at Real Madrid.
I think he was a monumentally
in terms of
better
just
player.
ability.
I think.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with Modric, is what you were just saying.
No, because
Basically, yeah.
No.
I think if Zidane doesn't get in this team out of this three, it's a crime, because he is one of the best players to ever play football.
No, he's gonna get in the team. He's gonna get in the team.
Are you taking
However,
my job? Are you making announcements?
I think it's kind of three, and it's four. It's unanimous. However, Modric versus if we're gonna go off on this tangent,
yeah, why not? We're going
how much time? What are we at on time?
Honestly, I don't know, because you guys were just talking nonsense
Oh,
for
yeah.
the first 10 minutes.
Let's take a guess.
so
There was a lot of riff-raff.
I'm gonna guess about 34. minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of don't
let's
really have
report-
time
let's
for a
just
full
wrap it up.
tangent. But
We'll just do this quickly.
Yeah.
The last episode was like 40-something minutes, so go
We'll just-
for it.
basically, it's what is the podcast about? Is it who had a better career at Real Madrid, or who was the best player? Period. Doesn't matter how long.
Best player at Real Madrid.
The best Real Madrid player.
Yeah.
Of all
So
time.
it's who is the better footballer? It's all of it, really.
Okay.
It's all of it, really. It's who was the better footballer, but who was the better footballer whilst at Real Madrid.
Yeah, it's
And-
combining the on the pitch.
Yeah,
and
there's
what
the
they want.
longevity of the Modric thing that I think takes over for Zidane. That, to be fair, look, I don't know. Zidane and Modric would be very, very close for me.
I'm just bummed they're both not in this team.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So am I. But
Kick
I
Casemiro
said to you,
out.
I said to you for the Casemiro episode that there would be at least one of them not making it in the team.
Yeah, and I'm
No,
still just
neither
not
of
over
them
it.
made it.
Yeah, I know. But I think we have decided on who our final central
Yeah.
midfield player is.
Do you wanna
So
make the
should we
official
get the
announcement,
official
Sarah?
announcement?
Okay, officially, our last central midfielder is Zinedine Zidane, which means that Alex has won his second episode.
It's
So,
getting close. It's
3-3-2.
2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
It's
And
actually
next
This is playing
close
catch
now.
up.
episode, we are doing
Right wing.
right wing.
Also, not a like this is
This
there's
is
no
tough.
obvious
This,
choice.
This is going to be a really tough one.
There's a few really good choices,
There's
but
some
there's
really
no.
good choices.
It's
are
not
we
like left wing
permanently
where it's gonna be-
switching to the wheel, or are we?
I
still
kinda
gonna-
like the
I
wheel.
I do like the wheel.
However, it's kind of yeah. Actually,
It's
We'll stick to the wheel.
I like
the
the
draft
wheel.
is
Trust the wheel.
the
The
draft-
draft gives me too
when
much
I got
anxiety.
last-
I'm
I mean,
gonna
the
have
draft
a
gives
panic
me
attack.
anxiety.
Yeah.
So
the only
We'll
time I
stick to
got
the
last in the draft, I was like chefing. I was, cooking up something delicious, and then I go back to my phone, and everyone's, all right, they got their picks in. What's your pick? I'm like,
Yeah, we'll stick to the wheel. We'll go
Okay.
to the wheel.
oh, the wheel
Okay.
stresses me out too, though.
I love the wheel.
It's out of my control. I don't have to be sitting there.
Yeah, exactly.
I just send
yeah.
you guys a screen recording and call it a day.
Okay.
Yes, well, there you have it. Zinedine Zidane makes up the last of our three midfielders. So, just to remind you so far, we've
yeah, let's
got
go over it.
Casillas in goal, right back
I
Danny
can see the
Carvajal.
graphic.
Yeah, I'm just sort of.
Well, he can narrate the graphic.
Yeah.
The graphic.
Just so.
Danny
Don't be
Carvajal
such a-
up right back. Centre backs, we've got Sergio Ramos and Fernando Hierro. Left back, we've got no, sorry. You see what I did there? We've got Roberto Carlos. In the midfield, as a sort of holding midfielder, we've got Casemiro. And then we've got Zinedine Zidane and, why is my mind blanking? Alfredo Di Stefano.
What a great narration.
Yes.
Well, it's
Alfred-
good because some people listen and don't watch.
No, I just mean that he nearly he forgot one of
I
the
did
players.
nearly forget.
Deliberately said one of them wrong.
No.
You know what? Cut him some slack.
Do you know why I deliberately forgot? It's because
he-
I don't think he should be in that team.
Shut up.
So yeah, there you have it. We've got 3 players left and a manager. 4 episodes
Just
to go.
4
And the
episodes to go.
I know.
Yeah, the
And a
captain as well will be
captain.
decided
I
in
think
the manager
we'll
episode.
do that with the manager episode.
Make sure you guys like, comment,
So, yeah.
subscribe.
Yeah.
He's
as
doing the social
as I was
Yes.
about to say, thank you very much for listening. And as Casey said, do follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Drop a like, drop a comment if you think, ooh, I don't think Zidane should be in there. Put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Or if you think,
Who are
good
you?
choice.
Yeah.
If you
You
think,
don't know ball.
what are you doing? Modric and Kroos aren't in the team. That's ridiculous.
It is
Put it in the
ridiculous.
comments. Like, share, send it to your nan, your dog, your cat, everyone. please do it. We really appreciate it. Thank you for everyone who's listened. We're glad you're enjoying it
If you
so
somehow
far.
want a second season of this, then also tell us which team you'd
Yeah.
like us to do.
I mean, we've earmarked a few, but
so
you know,
I
if-
can't quit when the season ends.
Haha.
Quit. You
quit.
signed a 10-year contract.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is like Chelsea.
Jesus.
Thank you very much for listening, wherever you are. We really appreciate it. But we will see you next time, where we'll be deciding our best Real Madrid right winger of all time. I've been Max Ashmore. These have been Noah and Casey.
Why do you get a last name and we don't get last names?
I don't even get a first name.
These have been Noah Zemmel and Casey Alper.
And Sarah.
Was off camera.
Really?
There we go.
Now
Blair
on camera,
again.
we've got Sarah Garib. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Adios.
Ciao. Bye. Love you.